Hi everyone, welcome to Tarot and the Moons. My name is Ingrid. Let's get started. So, believe it or not, in Vedic and tropical astrology, this particular new moon is in the sign of Virgo. They have different placements, but it's still in the sign of Virgo. So, as you know, I'm looking at the emotional construct of these new moons because I was called actually to provide this offering in terms of us regulating our emotions. When I did this about 2 years ago, and I started to do that in 2024, this particular offering, there was a really strong emphasis on regulating the emotions. I didn't understand in January of 2024 why we needed to focus on that. Of course, looking at September of 2025, we can see how incredibly important it is to stay grounded in your emotions. All right. So let's get started. We are doing this Virgo energy. Virgo is immutable. It is an earth element. It is ruled by Mercury. Some people say it's ruled by Chiron. If you're looking at the esoteric astrologers, they're saying that it's really ruled by Vulcan, which is this divine artisan or forger. And then they also say that it's sometimes Neptune. So there's a lot of rulers energy. I'm focusing on the Chironic aspect of it in terms of our presentation, my presentation here to you. It's also the icon of it is usually depicted as a maiden. Virgo is very healing. She's very serious, service oriented, incredibly good with details, very clean, very intellectual, rules the nervous system. That's very important. Also the digestive system. And she can be very discriminating, can't say that word, and critical at times. Um, for me, this particular new moon is asking us not to give up. I'm going to repeat that because it was such a strong message that came forward. Not to give up. The word actually that was associated with the meditation that I did for this particular new moon was the word nourish. And part of that nourishment means for us not to give up on ourselves. It's this new moon that is telling us not to give up on our goals, not to give up on our ambitions, not to give up on our desires for healthy relationship, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy world, right? Healthy world. Don't give up. This is what that nourishment energy was all about for me. And when we're looking at this particular energy of the moon, you know, the Buddhists often consider the moon to be the symbol of tranquility and of perfect truth with a capital T. And when we're engaging this energy of the moon, it's really important for us to be self-aware and know, as the Buddhists did, that this particular moon for me is having the effect of tranquility, but it's not necessarily tranquility on the outer, it's tranquility on the inner. So ask yourself, and you can see from the little image on the screen here that you also see Mercury here. So ask yourself, what are you communicating to yourself during this new moon period? What is it that you're telling yourself during this new moon period? Remember, Mercury rules communication. So you're being asked to ask yourself, how are you communicating with yourself, right? Because again, we want to stay in this flow, in this energy of not forgetting who we are and what we desire, not only for yourself, but also for the world. Do not give up. It may seem that way with everything that's going on, but again, you're really being asked to hold that light. Communication is part of this not giving up. What are you telling yourself? What are you writing about yourself in your journals? What are you communicating with yourself and others, right? The chironic energy has to do with your childhood and adaptabilities. What is it that you can bring forth from your past? I want to tell you a little story that, and I am going to start doing the prayer work, but one of the stories that I have is that when all of this happened in the Middle East, I think you guys know what I'm speaking about. Certain words are trigger words now. You can't even speak of it. I went into like a really deep depression because I was thinking about these kids. And in one of my meditations, a whole bunch of young energies came forward. And I was just crying. I was like, what can I do? What can I do? Because I really felt back then to just give up on so many things. And one little boy came forward and he said, play, draw, have joy for us. We will play through you. That, guys, there is this cosmic engagement that's bigger than I can possibly understand. I don't think anyone on this planet can understand it, but there is this connection that we have, both both from this plane and the unseen world. You know, in Tarot, we have that axiom that we live by, which is as above, so below. It's really an axiom of communication between the unseen world and this material formed world. And there's a synergy. Excuse me. Let me drink some water here. There's a synergy that happens between us and the unseen world. And when this boy came through, and they all came through, all these children actually came through, I understood that synergy. It's like if whatever we're doing on this plane actually affects the unseen world, right? So this is this big message of nourishing our spiritual engagement, nourishing ourselves, and don't give up. This is what this new moon is telling us. Do not give up. Be in that space of joy as much as possible. That nourishment that we're being asked to engage with, that energy of feeding ourselves with this joy is actually going to generate the sort of power that we need to keep going, the stamina, the energy that we need to keep going. Okay? I'm going to try to keep everything in this one space. So that's why you see this time the Hermit and the first quarter moon in this one slide, because I want to keep this short, because I also do want to do a separate reading for the fall equinox slash spring equinox for those of you in the southern hemisphere, and I want to do a separate reading. So I'm going to try to just keep these short. Don't forget, you can always speed this video by going to the settings section of YouTube. And you can just, speed it up in that space. So one of the archetypes, well, Mercury actually rules in Tarot two other Tarot archetypes, and that is the energy of the Magician, which is ruled by Mercury, and also the energy of the Lovers, which is ruled by Mercury. Those two archetypes, the Magician and the Lovers, tend to be more representative of that Gemini force. In Tarot, there's only one card that's purely the Virgo energy, and that is the Hermit. So in our new moon Tarot and Oracles reading, I'm going to look at everyone's archetype through the lens of the Hermit. Just keeping this energy of the purity of the Virgo energy, especially because in both Vedic and tropical astrology, we have this energy of Virgo coming in. And I do want to say that with this particular moon, there is this purification of form, purification of service, purification of your health, your daily routines, your alignment to your physical vessel, right? Your body for this soul expression, right? So it's really asking us to be discerning. It's asking us to be taking notice of the qualities of our space, of what needs to be back in harmony, what needs mending, what needs to be healed in your life. And the hermit energy has this very strong sense of cleansing, of refinement, of this inner order that comes through the frequencies of light. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that forward because we are being asked to motivate ourselves with new habits, motivate ourselves with a new organizational expression, motivate ourselves with a new body of work. And in that, your emotions are going to be held, they're going to be contained, they're going to be regulated in a way that is not outwardly dramatic, but rather very practical and modest at the same time. Okay? So, whenever we see the hermit archetype, this is about soul searching. It's about spiritual enlightenment. It's about a deeper truth. It's about sometimes solitary sanctuary. Sometimes it's about inner guidance, inner reflection. It's about contemplation. It's about this universal flow of understanding that you are the light source, right? And again, you're being asked to hold the lantern not only outside for others to follow and see the path forward, but also within. Okay. And on its more challenging, this energy can deal with paranoia, it can deal with isolation, it can deal with reclusiveness, withdrawing, antisocial engagements, paralyzation by fear, which is not something we want to activate, right? We want to simply activate our spiritual self, honor our spiritual power through this archetype of the Hermit card. And again, when we see the hermit, it is actually about the third eye engagement. What is it that you're seeing clearly? What is it that you need to see more clearly as well? And again, when we're dealing with this energy of Mercury, it's about not only communication, but your mental state. So it's really important for us to not only not lose hope, and hold the lantern for ourselves, but hold it for others who can't. Hold it for others. Remember that message from that little boy. Do the things in life that others cannot. And through your joy, through your expression, through your creative willingness to spread this happiness, others will see you engaging in that and want to also engage in that energy of emotional sort of nurturing, if you will. Okay. Now, with all of this going on, we also have this partial solar eclipse. It actually already happened, but we still have this energy going forward. I don't want to focus too much on this partial eclipse energy, precisely because it's already passed, and precisely because it's a partial energy. Yes, we're all affected by the eclipses, but I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to really focus on this new energy of the new moon that feels very much, well, and it's asking us very much to hold the light, okay? To hold the light for not only for yourself, but for the world. Now, as you can see, when we get to that first quarter moon phase, that's when, and it's the first quarter moon, it's always a waxing phase, but that's when it's a great time to focus your intentions on what are the obstacles that you want this lantern, you want this light of the hermit to clear for you, to facilitate your path in a smoother way, right? It's an energy of the clearing. That's what the first quarter moon is when we're dealing with the new moon, as that moon surface starts to expand toward the full moon. And generally speaking, the energies from now until the next 2 weeks or so, when we get to that full moon, we will be experiencing this letting go and also this momentum of ramping up and activating your initiations, your intentions that you've put forward for this particular new moon. All right, let's just get on to the readings for the new moon in Virgo, which is expressed in both Vedic and tropical astrology. Okay, here we go. I am using the Tarot deck Joy de Vivir by Paulina Cassidy, going with that theme, right, of doing something that you love. But remember, we are in the energy of Virgo, which means, like, yes, do what you love, but do it with a level of discipline and do it with a level of organization, right? It's not just like willy-nilly. There's a thought process to this. It's a very grounded energy, Virgo. So you want to, and it's an earth energy, so you want to get grounded with whatever messages are coming through. So I'm using that. And like I said, everyone is going to get the reading in conjunction with the Hermit card. This is my Arc-en-Ciel Tarot deck. Someone asked me, where do you get this? If you want one, let me know. I don't mail them out everywhere, but just let me know. I do have a couple of them left. And then I'm also using, for the Oracle, I'm using Mother Mary Oracle. This, of course, is in the theme of the quote-unquote virgin, that energy that's coming through, not because Mother Mary was necessarily quote-unquote a virgin, but it's the essence, it's the virtue that comes with Virgo, which is this energy of purity. So Mother Mary here representing the purity of heart. So let's see what messages come through as well for you there. And as always, we will begin with Virgo and then make our way around. So we always begin with the sign of either the new moon or the full moon. So here we're just going to begin with Virgo and make our way around. All right, and as I said, everyone's going to get the hermit energy as well. All right, let's see what we have, Virgo. What do we have for you? We've got Justice. Wow, off the bat, a major arcana. So, oh, by the way, the question that I was asking the cards was to help us reveal what it is that you need to nourish in your life and what it is that can assist you, us, all of us, with really being in the space of not giving up, right? Of not giving up despite what the world is going through right now. So for you, Virgo, this particular window period of this new moon to the next full moon, you're asked to go into the state of equilibrium, balance out within you what needs to be balanced out. For me, sometimes when I see the Justice card, it is about the balancing of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within yourself, all right? So for you, this Justice card is coming through very quickly. Also, what is it that you need to nourish? If you do need to do something that has to do with legalities, with contracts, etc., you want to start tapping into the contract's details, right? So that's another way that we can balance things out here. I hope you can see the card okay. Yeah, and I love the little doves here. this peace, right? If you're not feeling the peace outside of you, it's because I have to balance the peace within you, within me, right? This is about sharp thinking. Anytime we see justice, she is holding a sword. So this is about sharp thinking here for you. So again, balance your emotions with your thought process. The thought process feels very strong actually, because if you look at her crown chakra area, it's very activated, it's very animated, right? So we do want to sort of clear out any cobwebs of the mind, anything that's not allowing you to think clearly. And we want to see and we want to sense, right? These are the things that you need to start balancing within you. Of course, going into that contemplative space as well, as you are trying to balance what it is that you want to sort of have illuminated that can continue to nourish you during this time period. Let's see what your Our Lady of Comfort. So yeah, so just being in this space where you actually are comfortable with yourself, comfortable with your inner knowing, comfortable with your sisters, comfortable that I'm getting the sense of you're wanting peace. And sometimes it's peace within your own family, sisterhood here. Sometimes it's peace within the community or the environment. There is here a desire for peace inside of you, Virgo. And what that means is I need to go into the state of equilibrium within myself and sort of shed a light into my own field of darkness. Wow, very powerful energy. Comfort, justice. That's a major arcana to start off with. And just on a collective level, when I see this justice with this new moon, from now until that full moon, we collectively will be engaging with this energy of justice, which can be karmic as well. Karmic justice. All right, so we're going into Libra. What do we have here? Look at that. You've got the Hermit, right? You're in sync with the energies of this new moon. So I would just say to you, Libras, what's going to nourish you is to go into that continual contemplative state. And also, what is it that you're learning, right? What is it that excuse me, I have to drink some water. What is it that you're learning that you're wanting to share with the world? Because with this particular Hermit card, I do see that there is a lot of wisdom and you're being catapulted into center stage with wisdom, even dragon land wisdom, right? Because of that little dragonfly there. There's wisdom here that you are wanting and desiring to share with others. So my advice from this particular reading is for you to actually start organizing your thoughts, organizing your projects, and seeing how you're going to bring that into fruition, into the world. It's beautiful. Let's see what your oracle message is. Our Lady of Starting Over. So if there was something that you were working on, or there was something that you wanted to sort of put forward, you're really being asked to go into this state of contemplation, to go into this inner study, to see how you can revamp it, how you can start over. And again, there's wisdom here that you want to share with the world. I would use this time period of the new moon to really start sort of clearing out what needs to be cleared, and then presenting your inner wisdom in a way that's organized and in a way that's structured as well. Remember that this Virgo energy is very grounded. Wow, so two major arcanas for this new moon. So collectively, justice is coming and light will be shed on some darkness, which has been going on all year because it's a 9 hermit year, but we shall see what happens. All right. So the next one we have here is Scorpio. Wow. Okay. So just collectively, guys, I mean, I shuffle these cards. I don't look at what the cards are, I just shuffle them, go into my meditation. This is when I'm shuffling and when I'm setting forth these cards and setting them forward in my meditation. That's when the word nourish came through. And right off the bat in this new moon, we've got justice, the light being shed on the darkness with this particular hermit card. It is a hermit new moon, and then the world. So justice will be shedding light onto something that has to do with us collectively, and this actually feels really good. I don't know how that's going to manifest, but it feels that at least we're getting some continual revelations for the world. Going back to Scorpio, Scorpio, for you, you're wrapping something up, you're closing something up. That was incredibly beneficial. I see this little rabbit here, right? So it's something that you're closing up. It was a journey that you've engaged with that you're now closing up. And for me, I see this lion energy, I see the snake energy here. As you're closing this up, you're going to be entering into another journey. And this one is one that's going to rise within you with a wealth of knowledge you didn't know before. And that's really going to nurture you, not only your intellect, but your emotional streams as well. And there's a rising here for those of you with Scorpio sun, moon, or rising sign. There's a level of rising here that's coming up that you're going to be revealing even within yourself. This is beautiful. It's very deep. I wouldn't expect anything less for a Scorpio. It's very deep. It's very mystical. And it's going into the deep underwaters of your own soul matrix. Very beautiful. Activation here also of your third eye. What's the message that we have? Innocence. Look at everything with those innocent eyes. As you are wrapping up a journey, you are embarking on a new journey. And in this new journey, don't assume you know everything. Keep your heart open, tap into your heart, but be in the space where you're seeing it not from the exterior. Her eyes are closed, so you're seeing it from the interior. You're seeing it from that third eye. That was our third eye activation point, right? To see everything within yourself through eyes of innocence. Next, we have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Is this another major arcana? No, it's the Three of Coins. I was going to freak out if we continue to get all these major arcanas. But the Three of Coins is about communication, right? So when we have this energy of the Hermit with the Three of Coins and this communication, before you communicate with another, before you engage with another, I want you to go into deep contemplation of what your ultimate goal is with the entrepreneurial engagement, or what your ultimate goal is with this feeling nature that you want to connect with those of you, those other individuals that are sort of working with you as well. Okay? Beautiful. And this is being done, you know, the hermit energy. Usually when we see the Three of Coins, this is done a little bit in secret, like not everybody knows yet that you're working on this project. And so you're being guided to continue that sort of not necessarily revealing everything to everyone right now, especially when you haven't been clear what your role is in the mix. Let's see what your guidance is. Ripening on the vine. Yeah, let it get ripe. Let this communication, this endeavor, this working together, let it get ripe before we start picking at it or sharing it with the world. It's beautiful energy here with this ripening of the vine. It's like it's almost ready, but there is this little contemplative aspect to it that you're being asked to engage with. And there's a lot of fruits here for you, a lot of peace, right? You see the peace stuff. I'm hoping this is also collectively, but there's a lot of fruit here for you to flourish with this group engagement. Beautiful. And next we have the Capricorn babies. Let's see, we've got the Four of Coins. So for you, part of nurturing, and this goes right with the Capricornian energy. Part of your nurturing experience for this new moon in Virgo is going to be for you to really sort of hold on to your coins, right? Hold on to your finances. Don't be so quick to go out into the world and spend right now, Capricorn babies, because you need that sense of security right now. You need that sense of groundedness right now, even though you have a lot of creative projects that you want to sort of catapult into the world. This is, if you could see with all these energies, it's a spider energy, right? So there's a lot of weaving, a lot of webs that you're still trying to sort of clear within your mind to see what direction you want to go at, right? What direction you want to go to. So right now, hold on to your finances. Don't be so quick to jump into something, and see where you really want to be, because there is a sense of sadness here with you, Capricorn babies, but there's also a desire for connection, a desire for security and safety. Okay? Or Lady of Truth. And probably part of that security, part of that safety is for you to come into connection, interconnection with your own truth, right? Like sometimes we're like, oh, I want to go do this, or I'm excited to go explore this or that. But is it your truth? Or is it something that's expected of you? Is it something that others are seeking for you to do, right? You really have to land in your truth and see where it takes you. And that requires you to be in the space of contemplation, of that inner hermitage, to find out, okay, where is it that I really want to spend my finances, my resources, and my time with? Make sure that it's the truth of your heart, the truth of your voice, right? This is the throat chakra, that the heart, I don't know if you could see it, but the heart is lifted up to the throat area. Is it your truth? Get comfortable with speaking your truth, and then share your riches with the world. Next, we have Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see, we've got the Six of Wands. Oh my gosh, I love the Six of Wands energy because it's very entertaining, right? This is all about, whenever we see the six, it's all about nurturing yourself. But when we see it with the wands, it's about nurturing yourself in a creative way, in a way that's entertaining for you and for others. This is a pretty straightforward energy. It almost feels like with this image that there's a magician aspect to it. So there is, I would say, a space here for you to contemplate, right? The contemplative energy, to contemplate and study aspects of your creative project before you go out and present it out to the world. On the flip side, go ahead and entertain yourself by entertaining others, because there's a lot of movement here for you. Obviously, we see all that butterfly. There's a lot of movement going on in your crown chakra, and it's actually time for you to go for it, even when others might try to stop you, right? Even when others are fighting against your creativity, it's important for you, much like the Capricorn energy, to speak your truth and to be in your truth and to shine your own light, no matter how quirky it is for others. And we have a new vision. Yeah, I love this, right? A new vision. So when I said, no matter how others may feel, this is your vision. This is your creativity. This is your path, right? Whenever we have that hermit, the hermit is showing us a path, but it's not necessarily everyone's path. It's going to be your path, your quirkiness, your way of nurturing yourself, not the way others want you to nurture. So stay true to your vision, because it's new for you, and it's also going to bring you that level of joy that you've been seeking. Okay, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We've got the King of Wands, really a very strong creative force here. So for you to nurture yourself, you have to be the leader. You have to move forward. You have to show people that you can ride this wave of creativity as well as the wave of creativity in your own business, right? So don't let others tell you what to do. This is a bit of a workaholic energy, so I do want you to be in that contemplative space as much as you can, because you're not for want of work. There's a lot of work here available for you. The guidance is for you to slow down, right? Remember that you are this energy of the king of fire energy, which is constantly being, the king of fire is very alchemical in tarot, and it's constantly kind of working its energies in order to present something quite unique that the world has never seen before. It's similar to the king of pentacles in that way, but this is more of a spiritual soul connection. Let's see what your message is. Manifest miracles. I love this because part of that, the reason why you want to work so hard, the reason why you are, it feels like a boom, boom, like you can even tell with this energy, like I'm moving forward, I'm speeding ahead. I want to caution you and remind you that during this period of the new moon, you want to be in this space of contemplation, but I also understand you're moving forward because you're manifesting miracles. And these miracles are coming from the yoni, from this energy of the feminine empowerment. So move forward. You're doing a great job. It totally makes you happy. I just want you to make sure you don't go into the space of burnout, which is why I'm being gravitated towards this hermit energy for you very strongly. All right. Next, we have Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What do we have here? We've got the Nine of Swords. Whenever we have this Nine of Swords, there is sometimes this feeling of fear, right? Like of others are watching me. I don't know. I don't want to make a mistake. This feels very much that nine energy of September, but it feels very much like you're worried about perfectionism. And I want you to release that. I want you to let that go because that perfectionism is actually causing a lot of fear in you. And you have all of this creative energy that wants to come forward, that wants to flourish, but you're so worried about what other people are going to think. You're so worried about whether you're doing it right or whether you're doing it wrong. And that's actually stifling you. That's actually stopping you from being in the space of what? Joy, of happiness, right? So I want you to let that go. Go more into the space of contemplation and find out what you can do to release these concerns about the past, right? There's some issue here about the past where you maybe did feel a little bit ridiculed, where you maybe did feel that others were making fun of you, where maybe you did feel like a failure because your project didn't launch in the same way or your idea didn't pan out in the same way that you had envisioned it. And that somehow is stopping you from moving forward. So I want you to take the time during this new moon in Virgo season that goes up until that full moon and really see how you can release all of this fear that you have, because you do have amazing, amazing ideas that you want to land, but it hasn't really solidified because you're living in this space of fear. Let's see what the oracle message is for you. Creative choices, amazing, right? Because you do have a lot of creativity. You do have all of this creative sort of energy that you want to land, that you want to put forward, but you're living in fear. And part of this fear also means that sometimes when we have so many choices, we can't land any of them because there's too much. There's so much. So you're asked to think of the next move that you're going to make, the next thing that you want to present. in a very creative way, right? Maybe you want to put all of your ideas in a basket, close your eyes and pull one. That's a very creative way of making a decision, of making a choice, right? Or maybe you want to use dowsing rods, right? And put all of your ideas on a piece of paper and see where your rods land, right? Or maybe even a pendulum, right? Be creative about how you're going to make your next move and your next choices. And that's part of the contemplation. That's part of the, how am I going to make this next move? And then definitely release, especially with the new moon at that first quarter moon, release all that fear and go for it because it's going to make you happy. It's going to bring you joy. All right. Aries, that was for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Next we have Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And we've got the Seven of Cups. How funny, because the Seven of Cups is also about choices. It's also about you having faith, however, in your choices, versus this one was more about, it's not that you don't have faith, but you're more worried about what others are thinking. And here, it's not that you're worried about what others are thinking. You're worried about whether or not it's going to be successful, right? Whether or not it's going to resonate with other people, whether or not it's really what you want to put forward. And I would say when you have faith and you've created something and you are ready to put it forward, this is about letting go of the control factor, letting go of wanting to sort of manipulate every little outcome. And I use that word manipulate very intentionally because this is a card, right? Cups suit. So you want to regulate your emotions so that you're not manipulating the circumstances and the situation or the creative project. And you have faith that it will turn out as designed, right? And this is part of that meditation, part of the contemplative energy, right? If you have faith and you have structured yourself and solidified yourself and grounded yourself with meditation, with prayer work, with contemplative work, then you know because you believe that the invisible has a synergy here for you, right? But if I'm controlling every little outcome, then I'm not believing in the invisible. I'm not believing in the miraculous, right? So for you, that's going to nurture you to land a little bit more in the space of faith. And this is about belief systems. Great power. Wow. We were just talking about, do you believe? Do you even believe in the unseen? Do you believe in the divine? Do you believe, right? Because if you do, then faith should not be an issue because you believe that this is panning out exactly how it was divinely designed to pan out. Beautiful energy. I love this also energy here for you of the maternal. So for Taurus moon or rising, this could be an issue about the maternal connection, the mother connection, right? Because we see the inner child here. Beautiful. Next we have Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. We have the Four of Coins. Sorry, the Two of Coins. So when we're talking about the Two of Coins, I do want you to focus on your body. This could be your body of work. This could be your physical body, right? I want you to be still. I want you to be in that space of not letting things get out of control, but rather balance out what you're eating with your body, right? With exercise. Balance out your entrepreneurial environment with your life, right? Life work balance. These kinds of things are rising up within you for you to be able to balance. Now, because I see this energy of it's sort of like the octopus, I guess, on the bottom here, you're not really on stable ground. So I want you to also be in the space of contemplation so that your mind is grounded, so that we go into the space of regulating the mind. Don't let it chitter chatter everywhere so that you feel this level of imbalance. Take away social media. Don't look at the news if that's causing any sort of like Like you're just going crazy with the energies out there. Stay in meditation, stay in the space of contemplation, be in the space of solitude if you have to, in order to balance that out. Quiet blossoming, perfect, right? Just be in that space of quiet to receive the peace that you need. Because right now, for the Gemini sun, moon, or rising, there is this like feeling of imbalance, and it's coming from inside of your body, inside of the mind, inside of the body, health issues, etc. So you're being guided to be in the space of quiet solitude here, which is this energy of the hermit, in order to fully blossom. And what's blossoming? It's peace, inner peace. Okay, lovely. Next, we have Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. We have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is an energy that's very discerning. So right off the bat, right, this is part of the hermit too. You want to be discerning. Discerning with what? With who you spend time with, who you connect emotionally with, who you connect in terms of your spiritual wellness with. You want to be discerning because this particular energy of the King of Cups has all the world in his hands. Look at this beautiful light frequency too. Has all the world in his hands, but he's not going to just give it willy-nilly to everyone, right? This king is going to be discerning and see if you match his heart, which you see all these hearts right in the center, higher heart, center heart, and the lower heart frequency, which is really about the base power, right? So do you match that, right? And if you match that, then I will engage with you emotionally. Then I will give you all of the riches that I possess within my hands, within my access, right? So you want to be discerning, and the discernment really comes from being in the space of contemplation and meditation, right? Because first you have to discern within yourself to see if you're coming from this place of the higher hearts, right? Plural. And if you are, then you can be picky about who you let into your world. Right, look at this. Our Lady of Love, right? It's this love frequency is very strong for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, for this particular new moon season, all right? So stay in this place of love. If it's not loving, don't do it. If it's not nurturing your love frequency, don't engage with it. If the person that's coming to you or the news cycle that's being fed to you is not landing in your body in a loving way, turn it off, right? For you, this is very important for all of us, but specifically for the Cancers, because you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, because you don't want your emotions to be out of control. Lovely. Last and never least, we have Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And we've got the Tower card, right? So, wow, we've got, in the beginning I said I wasn't sure how this was going to manifest. We have Justice here, we have the Hermit, we have the World card, and then we've got this Tower moment on the collective, right? On the collective. The foundation is not solid, guys, just collectively, right? So it's got to crack. Similar message here for the Leo, right? You are being asked to improve your foundation, to improve your home life, to improve your body of work, to improve your relationships. If you are not part of the relationship, if you are not partaking in the relationship, it's going to crumble. You have to be an active participant in the relationship. Relationships are not one-sided engagements. Are you tired of people using you? Then don't use people. Are you tired of people ignoring your calls or ignoring your voice or ignoring what you have to say? Then don't ignore others when they reach out to you, no matter how small it may be. Because if you continue on this trajectory, Leo, there will be this crumbling that happens. Your foundations are going to crumble in order to invite you to solidify and decide who it is and how it is you want to build up again. Okay? soul birth. Beautiful. And maybe the foundation is within yourself. Maybe you've been neglecting yourself. Maybe you haven't been befriending yourself. Maybe you haven't been setting a solid foundation with the promises that you yourself have made to yourself, right? So this is a inner child here, but this inner child is being cradled, right? So there's a nurturing aspect that we were talking about, going full circle here with the word that came up for this meditation of the new moon. Nurture yourself in a way that you are aware of the improvements that need to take place within yourself first in order to improve the exterior world, your exterior engagement with others or with your home or with your body of work. Beautiful. And there's a lot of wisdom here. Don't be scared, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. There's a lot of wisdom here waiting for you to sort of engage with and be cradled by. And I love that we're talking about the Leo, and I see this, I don't know if you can see it, but this beautiful sunburst energy from her crown chakra. So there is an opportunity. If things fall apart, there is an opportunity here for you to be illuminated with a new beginning, right? This baby, this cradled energy of a new beginning here for you, and it will be an improved one. It's your soul birth, by the way. Beautiful. Thank you all for sticking around and watching, even if you sped through the whole thing. That's fine. I don't care. As long as you're enjoying it and get the messages that are coming through. If you are enjoying it, give me a thumbs up. Put a couple of fun emojis. You don't have to give me like words or anything. You can put like 5 or 6 emojis that'll let me know you're enjoying this and you want more of it, and I will continue to do more of it. All right. Love you guys and stay safe. Bye.